Coming up in SVG-TV News and Sports this evening at 7, World Pediatric Team completes another successful orthopedic mission in SVG. OECS Director General warns a geopolitical tension now pose greater threat than hurricanes. Europe has 6 weeks of jet fuel left, IEA chief warns amid Strait of Hormuz disruptions. And in sports, round 2 of CWI Regional First Class 40 Tournament bowls off this Sunday. These are the stories coming up in SVG-TV News and Sports this evening at 7. Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV News and Sports for Friday, April 17, 2026. I am Rochelle Baptiste with the details. A team of 9 from World Pediatrics wrapped up its orthopedic surgeries in St. Vincent and the Grenadines today. The orthopedic mission, led by pediatric orthopedic surgeon Dr. Mark Miller, began earlier this week with clinics where children were assessed. 18 patients were subsequently prepared for surgery.
We saw 58 patients in clinic and then did 18 orthopedic surgeries with children, various conditions, including Blount's disease or bow legs, cerebral palsy, as well as club foot. All the surgeries went well. We are discharging last patients today.
World Pediatric continues to support specialized pediatric healthcare services in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and across the Eastern Caribbean. Members of the team noted that it is a valuable opportunity to serve, especially with St. Vincent and the Grenadines functioning as a regional hub for the organization's work.
This is my 6th time coming to the island working with World Pediatrics, and just want to thank everyone at Milton Cato Hospital, all the physicians here, the nurses, staff, as well as World Pediatrics staff. As well as all of our team members, including as well as all of our donors to World Pediatrics, to be able to help us provide the support care for the people for the children of the Eastern.
It's my first time being here. Incredible experience. Getting to be with Dr. Mark Miller and the team at World Pediatrics. Definitely something I want to continue and make my career moving forward. People of the island were so welcoming. It was just an incredible experience. Learned a lot. Got to help care for the people here that just. They're so appreciative, which just makes you love coming down here.
World Pediatrics has been serving St. Vincent and the Grenadines for 25 years, carrying out hundreds of missions and providing medical care to thousands of children. Minister of Tourism, Civil Aviation and Sustainable Development, Dr. Kishore Shaloo, led a delegation to Sea Trade Cruise Global in Miami from April 13 to the 16, 2026. The team included public and private sector stakeholders, along with Director of Tourism, Phelan King, and Director of the National Parks, Rivers and Beaches Authority, Radhika Tanis. According to a ministry release, the delegation held strategic meetings with the Florida Caribbean Cruise Association and its training partner, Quella, focusing on product development and training opportunities. Discussions were also held with cruise line executives on SVG's performance, future projections, and employment opportunities for nationals, as well as with suppliers on potential partnerships to strengthen the country's cruise tourism sector. Sea Trade Cruise Global is the world's largest cruise industry event, bringing together key players from across the sector and planning and collaboration. The Agriculture Input Warehouse today hosted its Customer Appreciation Day with a vibrant agricultural expo as part of its 24th anniversary celebrations, showcasing a wide range of agricultural products and services while giving back to the community it has served for over 2 decades. The event brought together farmers, agro-processors, and service providers, highlighting the importance of agriculture in national development and community sustainability. Patrons enjoyed displays of locally produced goods, live demonstrations, and opportunities to engage directly with industry stakeholders. Speaking with SVG-TV News, Financial Controller and Human Resource Manager Shireen Bascom described the occasion as a proud and meaningful milestone for the organization. She said the 24-year journey reflects the AIW's resilience and growth, and noted that giving back to the community is a fitting way to celebrate the achievement.
right? So just come out, enjoy. We're giving back to our customers today. We had breakfast, we had a doubles man. We have little tokens giving out to our customers, all those who purchase something, you're able to walk away with extra. We have a barber, you're having a haircut, you're having a masseuse, you could get massages. We have a health check happening over in the corner. Just come out and enjoy and see what Agriculture Input Warehouse is all about.
Additionally, General Manager Patrice Joe underscored the Agriculture Input Warehouse long-standing commitment to the farming community. He highlighted several key initiatives over the years, including a school program aimed at engaging youth in agriculture and the work of the field department in supporting farmers at the grassroots level.
But it's been a pleasure working here, serving our farming community, giving back to our farmers. Oh, and another department we've established is our fields department. That is, we don't just sell products anymore. We go into the field, we meet the farmers, we engage with them, we offer them assistance with any pest control and disease management. So in a nutshell, that is us. And another important thing is that we have a school program, right? I see it as in a case where every year, if you can get one student to actually be interested and becoming a farmer, I think the country is in a good position and a good place, because then the farming industry continue. Because like you're saying is that we cannot survive without agriculture.
Meanwhile, business owners and service providers who participated in the expo also shared their perspectives with SVG-TV News, offering insight into the current state of agriculture and the importance of initiatives like this one that was held today in fostering growth, innovation, and collaboration within the sector.
I am John from Marketing International. We are an organic or an environmentally friendly company, so we are one of the suppliers for these chemicals. So we have insecticides, fungicides, biostimulants that is used for plant growth and growth regulators, those kind of things. So basically we're here this week to promote the products to help farmers, so we did some farm visits. We're also here to support on this Customer Appreciation Day.
All right, so I've been in barbering for 19 years. Last month, 19 years, and it's something I love to do. If I have to do anything else over, I'll stick to barbering. Honestly, it's good to give back, and I'm just grateful that I can be a part of this to give back to customer service.
So this is Lashare Lifestyle. We use local-based products, from coconut oil to turmeric, everything maintained in it. So we incorporate everything natural with it. With agriculture, the improvement and everything with it, it helps because I don't have to import stuff. They're here with me, more cheaper and everything.
We as women see agriculture as different, and as they say, with agriculture, you eat what you grow. And now when you see the climate and see the war, it's good for every Vincentian to go back to the land, because we have what we produce, good quality stuff.
The expo reflects the Agriculture Input Warehouse ongoing mission to empower communities through agriculture while celebrating 24 years of service development and partnership. To charge for Layu teen's murder, this and other stories coming up. When we return with more local news, stay with us.
Welcome to Sister.
Welcome to the upgraded C-Star Limited,
where we offer to almost all your household items.
They've expanded their range to sofas, dining and patio sets, beds and mattresses, wardrobes, kitchen cabinets, office furniture. That's just a few from the luxurious collection. Not forgetting their signature quality windows, doors, rails, and bathroom enclosures. Journey on up to C-Star, where their friendly sales clerk is happy to assist. C-Star Limited, where quality meets style.
A funeral service should be one that you can be proud of. One that leaves lasting memories of your loved ones. And that's where you need the New Haven Funeral Home. We are proud of the quality and class we have brought to the industry. We are proud for having trained the very first certified embalmers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are proud of leading the way in terms of live streaming of funerals online so that your family members overseas could also be part of the celebration of life. We are constantly improving our services. We are driven by customer satisfaction, and we are proud of all that we do.
New Haven Funeral Home.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
$230,000. That's the Super 6 jackpot for Friday, April 17th. It's $230,000.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices, then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Bowman's Pharmacy, why choose us? We have all the prescriptions and over-the-counter medications, personal care products, lowest price guaranteed. Located conveniently next to the Bank of SVG on Grenville Street. Opening hours Monday to Thursday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Email us bowmanspharmacy@yahoo.com. Call us today at 456-2235 or 593-3918. Bowman's Pharmacy, easy to find and ready to serve you.
Singer is a family store. We sell everything you need for your kitchen and more. Top brands and appliances. TVs, fridges, cookers. We make your life so easy. Just come in and see us. A wide range of furniture. Right here at Singer. Affordable beds and mattresses. Right here at Singer. Washing machines to make your laundry clean and fresh. Singer is a family store that gives you the best hire purchase deals. Right here at Singer. We'll outfit your home. Right here at Singer. The #1 family store. It's us with Singer.
Welcome back. In more local news now, we hear that 46-year-old Rosia John, a security guard of Layu, was remanded into custody today when she appeared before the Serious Offences Court, charged with murder and conspiracy to commit murder. John is jointly charged with a 22-year-old Layu resident, Augustus Matthews, who is also remanded. John and Matthews are charged that between April 10th, 2026 and April 13th, 2026, they agreed to a course of action which, if carried out, would have resulted in the commission of the offense of murder. They were also charged with malice aforethought, causing the death of Parents Matthews, a 19-year-old laborer of Layu, by shooting him about his body with a firearm. The body of the 19-year-old Parents was found with bullet wounds behind his school at Bookament last Sunday morning, but it is believed he was killed on Sunday evening. John is the mother of 29-year-old Enrique John, who was shot dead last Friday afternoon in his shop at the Russell's Mall. Her charges come 1 week after her son was shot dead. Matthews, her co-accused, is said to be the cousin of the 19-year-old Parents Matthews. His charges come 6 days after his cousin was shot and killed. The two shootings are said to be related. The two accused persons were not required to enter any plea with the indictable charges when the indictable charges were read to them. The court heard that John is being represented by veteran lawyer K. Bacchus Batiste. However, she was not in court today. Matthews told the court his mother had gone to seek the service of a lawyer. Both John and Matthews, who have been remanded into custody, are expected to reappear in court on April 30th, 2026. And Pastor Violent Cupid of the Lord's Deliverance Church is raising concerns about what she describes as a growing lack of discipline among children in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. During a recent appearance on WeFM, Pastor Cupid noted that behavioral challenges among young people are becoming increasingly noticeable both in schools and within communities. She stressed that if left unaddressed, this trend could have long-term consequences for the nation's social fabric and call on parents, guardians, and community members to play a more active role in the upbringing of children.
Somebody say now is not the time for you to hit children or whatsoever it is. But our children have to be disciplined if we want a good society. In my days growing up, and elders of my age could testify of that, the person doesn't have to be your mother or your father to correct you. You go down the street and you misbehave or something, somebody will give you a good whipping and send you home. And on your way home, you better find a pipe or some water to wash your face before you get home. Because you cannot go home and tell your parents, Mr. Harry hit you or Miss Brown hit you. They're not going to find out from that person. You're getting another one. So we need to have discipline now, man.
According to Pastor Cupid, instilling values such as respect, responsibility, and accountability is essential in shaping well-rounded individuals.
We need to correct our children when they're doing wrong. That is the only way we're going to have a good society, a good St. Vincent and the Grenadines, that we could walk out whether day or night without any fear. Because your children should be my children. My children should be your children. We should be able to correct each other's children. Not to say she's not your mother, he's not your father. And when we correct them, the next thing we know, we get a lawyer letter. No, cut it out. Let's look out for each other's children. Because one mother cry is all mother cry.
A sea turtle conservation sign is being installed in Connery by the SVG Coastal and Marine Ecosystems Management Strengthening Project to raise awareness about poaching and promote conservation. According to a news release, the sign is intended to educate the public and highlight ongoing efforts to protect sea turtles under the JEF-funded project. The initiative also includes training for community volunteers, support for beach patrols during the nesting season, and the donation of monitoring supplies to local groups. The project is funded by the Global Environment Facility and implemented by the World Bank with the aim of strengthening coastal and marine ecosystem management in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And that brings us to the end of our local news. We heard that OECS Director General warns geopolitical tensions now pose greater threat than hurricanes. This from the region. When we return, stay with us.
The Ever-Ready Funeral Home at French's is your friend in times of grief. With over 40 years' experience, they are prepared to take care of all your funeral arrangements. Embalming, lowering device service, grave mattresses, carpeting, vaults, tombs and wreaths. Arrangements for television obituaries. Cremation is available upon request. Ever-Ready Funeral Home offers the finest in caskets and coffins, local and imported. So, in your time of need, call Ever-Ready Funeral Home at any time. 456-1494. Ever-Ready Funeral Home, offering service above self.
I may not like you.
You may not agree with me.
We may not believe the same things.
But that does not mean I have to hate
or discriminate.
Spread love, not hate.
A message from Equal Rights, Access and Opportunities, SVG Inc.
World-famous astrologer and psychic reader, he is having vast knowledge of palm reading, spiritual healing and psychic reading. He will also solve problems like negative energy removal, bad luck removal, get your love back. He's also the specialist of health problems, business problems, love, marriage. Bring your personal and professional life back on the right track. For any issue in your life, Energy has the right astrology remedy. Call now
Courts is giving you the chance to experience the Caribbean's premier music and arts event, the St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival. Every Courts purchase of $2,999 or more from now to April 23rd gives you a chance to win an all-expenses-paid trip for two to enjoy the music, the flair, and to create unforgettable memories for you and your guests. Don't miss this opportunity. Shop today only at Courts, bringing value home. Conditions apply.
Quality products, quality care, low prices, great customer service, all at Q-Care Pharmacy. Q-Care leads the way, providing all your pharmaceutical needs, a variety of personal care products, and so much more. Located on Halifax Street. Telephone number 451-2690. Q-Care Pharmacy, where the Q stands for quality.
Welcome back. In our news from the region, we hear that a stark warning for the Caribbean. Its greatest threat may no longer be hurricanes. At a regional disaster management forum in St. Lucia, OECS Director General Dr. Didicus Jules says rising geopolitical tensions are now posing an even bigger risk to recovery efforts, forcing a major rethink of how the region protects its energy systems and rebuilds after crises.
Under the theme, Building a Culture of Resilience, CARILEC's annual Disaster Management Roundtable advocated for a shift from reactive disaster management to an embedded daily culture of proactive resilience across all organizational levels. The event's featured speaker, OECS Director General Dr. Didicus Jules, stated that traditionally, hurricanes were seen as the greatest existential threat to the Caribbean. Now, the greater threat is geopolitical in nature.
Unlike hurricanes, geopolitical storms carry no satellite images, no projected paths, no seasonal timelines. They redraw trade routes, they fracture alliances, they weaponize finance, they destabilize the rules-based order that small states depend on for fairness and protection. For small states, small island developing states like ours, this is the mother of all risk. And that is the elephant in the room.
Dr. Jules points out that the old playbook for disaster recovery, relying on global solidarity and climate justice funds, is rapidly becoming obsolete. He warns that the region is entering a volatile new era where climate finance is weaponized by politics and insurance costs are skyrocketing out of reach. As essential partners pull back, he says the very systems designed to help nations build back better are beginning to crumble. Therefore, Dr. Jules says the goal is no longer just about rebuilding what was lost, but finding a way to build forward stronger in a deeply fractured world.
That's our news from the region. The international news is coming up next. Stay with us.
Across our Caribbean, we're going digital, working smarter and living safer online.
In Dominica, we don't fall for fake prizes. We check before we click.
In Grenada, we verify before we share, keeping our hard-earned money safe from hackers.
In St. Lucia, we report cyberbullying, protecting our children and each other.
In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we report scams fast, protecting our neighbors and our communities.
Together, we're building a cyber-smart Caribbean, keeping our people and our data safe, standing up to scams and cybercrime. We stay connected, but always alert. This message is brought to you by the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project. Stay smart, stay safe. Think CARD TP. Visit cardtpconnect.org.
This Friday, April 17th, you can help realize your dreams with a lotto jackpot of $60,000. Your dream vacation, a university degree, that new ride, your new house can all suddenly be within your reach. What a Lotto Little Lotto can do. It's a lotto jackpot of $60,000 this Friday, April 17th. You have to be in it to win it.
Tourism has many benefits to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It creates growth and a boost in economic activities, infrastructure development, job creation, entrepreneurship, and is a source of foreign exchange earnings. Supermarkets and vendors, bars, restaurants, taxis, tour guides, hotels, service providers, and many more all benefit directly from income gained through the tourism industry. Taxes collected from visitors to our country help St. Vincent's economy and its growth. Tourism is everyone's business. Live it, love it, embrace it.
Tourism is everyone's business. Yeah. Live it, love it, embrace it.
Since 2012, we have provided reliable, professional dialysis services in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are now proud to offer you new solutions for your health problems. Each new solution is being delivered to you with the same high degree of care and professionalism. We also use the best technology in the delivery of our services. So, does your doctor need a precise view of what's happening inside your body? Let us perform an ultrasound for you. Ladies, if it's your breasts, then choose our mammography service. For all issues related to men and women's health at any stage in your life, our team can perform the necessary investigations to put your mind at ease and recommend solutions for your problems. If it's to see within your chest or check for broken bones and fractures, then use our state-of-the-art U-Arm X-ray service. For you aging men and women, we can now check your bone density, which will reduce any complications that may arise with overall bone health, osteoporosis, or arthritis. Health Solutions will provide answers and results in a timely, accurate manner in the most comfortable environment, while you are taken care of by well-trained and experienced staff. Please call us today at 451-2836 or 434-3170, or visit us online at healthsolutionsSVG.com. You can also follow us on Facebook or Instagram. Health Solutions, where we are providing solutions in SVG with care.
Nothing can stop me now. Can't hold me back. Feeling so hot right now. Can't hold me back. Can't hold me back. And I know who I am, and I know who you are. I wanna drink you in right now. I cool for life. Drink it in, drink it in. I cool me down right. Drink it in, drink it in. Any way you like. Drink it in, drink it in. I cool for life. I cool for life.
Welcome back. On the international scene now, we hear that the International Energy Agency has warned it will take 2 years for oil and gas exports from the Gulf to recover to pre-war levels. Disruptions to shipping through the Strait of Hormuz have caused acute energy shortages in Europe. Stocks of products like jet fuel are at critical lows. We hear more in this report.
Filling up for takeoff from Nice Airport on the French Riviera. But as peak travel season approaches, officials say there may not be enough fuel to last the summer.
In Europe, we have maybe 6 weeks or so jet fuel left. If we are not able to open the Strait of Hormuz, if the refineries as a result will start to work, I can tell you soon we will hear the news that some of the flights from city A to city B might be cancelled as a result of lack of jet fuel.
Dutch airline KLM has already announced it's cancelling 160 flights in the coming month due to rising fuel costs. And other companies are warning of ticket price hikes. Around 75% of Europe's jet fuel comes from the Middle East, and its refineries don't have the capacity to scale up and fill that gap. It's part of a wider downbeat picture. The International Monetary Fund says the Iran war could trigger a global recession, with the UK set to be the hardest hit of all G7 economies. It's not yet clear how badly. Better than expected growth figures released on Thursday were recorded before the conflict began. But the whole continent will feel the impact. Eurozone inflation has risen to 2.6%, its highest level since last summer, pushed up by surging energy prices. And it's prompted leading economists to call for additional taxes on energy companies that will likely profit from the crisis.
That's the news. Sports is just ahead with Trishka Campbell. But before that, let's take a look at a local weather forecast.
The weather report sponsored by General Hardware.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentions for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
The present conditions, cloudy and slightly hazy. Winds northeast at 19 kilometers per hour. Temperatures 26.6 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity is 80%. The barometric pressure is 10.9 millibars. 24-hour rainfall trace. Today's maximum temperature is 28.5 degrees Celsius. Today's minimum temperature is 23.8 degrees Celsius. Sunrise at 5:50 a.m. Sunset at 6:18 p.m. The forecast, it is partly cloudy to cloudy and slightly hazy with scattered showers. The synopsis, weak unstable conditions lingers across the islands.
The weather report was sponsored by General Hardware.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentions for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
World-famous astrologer and psychic reader, he is having vast knowledge of palm reading, spiritual healing, and psychic reading. He will also solve problems like negative energy removal, bad luck removal, get your love back. He's also the specialist of health problems, business problems, love, marriage. Bring your personal and professional life back on the right track. For any issue in your life, Energy has the right astrology remedy. Call now.
Good evening and welcome to the Evening Sports. I'm Trishka Campbell. We hear that the West Indies Championships returned with an enthralling opening round with matches played in Antigua as well as Jamaica. The round produced 7 centuries, 3 5-wicket hauls, and a remarkable 10-wicket match haul, all setting the tone for an exciting regional tournament. The opening round results from the West Indies Championship are as follows. Trinidad and Tobago Red Force defeated the Leeward Island Hurricanes by an innings and 271 runs. Ghana Happy Eagles beat the Windward Island Volcanoes by 4 wickets, and Jamaica Scorpions got the better of the Barbados Pride by 7 wickets. The second round of matches in the competition will bowl off on Sunday, April 19, 2026. Here at home in netball, the BSS Warriors and Oscars Machine Center Maple picked up wins last evening in the 2026 BOSVG National Netball Tournament at the Kingstown Netball Center in New Montrose. In the first match of the evening saw the Police Welfare Association Youth Club defeated by the BSS Warriors, who took the win by 39-4 in the Vitamalt's Youth Development Division. Then in Division 1, Oscars Machine Center Maple won their match against On Track Exceed Sports Club 1 by default.
The competition continued this evening at the Kingston Netball Center from 5. When Tara Stars faced Country Meet Town Maple in the Vitamalt Youth Development Division, and Natia Care Netters took on Prime Consulting 3J Valley's Netters in Division 2. The 2026 Drift season officially got underway with the launch of the Drift Series and Car Show at the Frankie Borden International Raceway on Saturday. It was an eventful night featuring more than 150 cars on display and 25 competitors battling across 3 drift categories. TTT Sports' Adrian Lazar tells us the competition saw standout performances from Sean Hernandez and Alex Ramserbag, who claimed the top honors.
There's nothing quite like a night of street racing at the Frankie Borden International Raceway. Customized cars across Trinidad and Tobago gathered to compete in the Drift Series and Car Show event hosted by Drift Games CT in collaboration with the Trinidad and Tobago Automobile Sports Association. The event attracted a large turnout to all witness the competitive spirit of drifting in Waterfield as drivers took part in 3 divisions involving over 150 cars, which also included 3 drivers from Tobago. Samir Fairbairn won the Pro 3 division, while Sean Hernandez, better known as DJ Sean 3.0, took home the Pro 2 title, with Zahir Rahimullah, aka Drift Cartel, placing first in the Pro 1 division. Alex Ramsubag went on to secure the prize for Most Improved Driver. Pro 2 champion Sean 3.0 praised the event, welcoming all drifting enthusiasts to take part in future installments.
Everybody, I think this sport has been growing, and this here, I mean, there are other competition and stuff like that, but this one we welcome all the new and upcoming, and basically we welcome people from the Caribbean looking on as well. So it's open to everybody.
Sean Hernandez stated that the event's second installment will be even bigger. Adrian Nazar, TTT Sports.
That's how we end sports this evening. I'm Triska Campbell. We'll be right back to wrap things up.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentions for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
This Friday, April 17th, you can help realize your dreams with a lotto jackpot of $60,000. Your dream vacation, a university degree, that new ride, your new house can all suddenly be within your reach. What a Little Lotto can do. It's a lotto jackpot of $60,000 this Friday, April 17th. You have to be in it to win it.
Welcome back. Thank you, Trishka, for bringing us the evening sports. Now for a second look at the headlines. World Pediatrics team completes another successful orthopedic mission in SVG. OECS Director General warns geopolitical tensions now pose greater threat than hurricanes. Europe has 6 weeks of jet fuel left. IAE chief warns amid Strait of Hormuz disruptions. And in sports, round 2 of CWI Regional First Class 40 tournament bowls off this Sunday. Now for a recap of the local weather forecast. The forecast, it is partly cloudy to cloudy and slightly hazy with scattered showers. On behalf of all of us here at SVG-TV, thanks for viewing. I am Rochelle Batiste, inviting you to visit our Facebook page for a recap of the news and daily headlines. Also check out SVG-TV News in 15 weekdays at 12:45 p.m. Again, thanks for viewing. Enjoy the rest of the evening and have a safe weekend.
SVG's Heart and Soul. Magic 103.7, 91.5. Today's music, yesterday's hits.
24 karat magic in the air.
Deadly floods in Haiti leave multiple communities devastated and at least a dozen people dead. Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister blasts CARICOM, accusing the regional body of a backroom operation. And Jamaica considers returning to hybrid work as rising fuel prices put pressure on the economy. I'm Renee Sion, bringing you some of the big stories across the region in this Caribbean Week in Review. At least 12 people are dead after devastating floods swept through northwestern Haiti, leaving communities cut off and thousands struggling to recover. The disaster follows days of heavy rainfall, which triggered overflowing rivers and landslides across areas including Port-de-Paix, Saint Louis du Nord, and Annas-Fleur. Authorities say more than 2,500 families have been affected, with hundreds of homes flooded or destroyed and critical infrastructure, including roads, a bridge, and health facilities, severely damaged. Several people remain missing while rescue and relief efforts continue in difficult conditions, with some communities still inaccessible. The floods have also wiped out crops and livestock, deepening concerns over food security in a country already facing significant humanitarian challenges. Officials are appealing for urgent support, including food, clean water, and basic supplies, as fears grow that conditions could worsen if further rainfall impacts the region. Police officers are among 7 people arrested in Haiti following a deadly stampede at a historic fortress that left at least 25 people dead and dozens injured. Authorities say 5 police officers, along with 2 employees of the National Heritage Institute, are now in custody as investigations continue into the tragedy at the Citadel La Ferreur. The disaster unfolded during a large unofficial gathering at the UNESCO World Heritage Site, where hundreds of mostly young people had gathered after the event was promoted on social media. Officials say severe overcrowding and poor crowd control may have contributed to the stampede, which occurred near the entrance of the mountaintop fortress. Dozens of people were also injured, with several still hospitalized as authorities work to determine exactly what triggered the deadly crush. The Haitian government has since declared a period of national mourning and pledged support for the victims' families as investigations into accountability continues. Tensions are rising within CARICOM as Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar accuses the regional body of what she describes as a corrupt backroom operation. In the past 2 weeks, the Trinidadian Prime Minister had been stepping up her criticism of the management of the regional body following the reappointment of Dr. Carla Barnett as Secretary General. In a strongly worded statement, she criticized CARICOM Chairman St. Kitts and Nevis Prime Minister Dr. Karen Strew over his response to concerns surrounding the process. Persad-Bissessar claims key questions remain unanswered, including the existence of a WhatsApp message allegedly sent to regional foreign ministers ahead of a CARICOM retreat. She also raised concerns about what she describes as dysfunction and dishonesty within CARICOM Secretariat, accusing its leadership of favoring political allies over qualified professionals. Despite the criticism, she reaffirmed Trinidad and Tobago's commitment to CARICOM, while warning that the matter will continue to be pursued publicly until there is greater transparency and accountability. Here is more from TTT News.
In a statement, Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar criticized a recent post by CARICOM Chairman Dr. Terence Drew, which sought to dismiss concerns raised by Trinidad and Tobago over the reappointment of Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett. She claims key issues remain unanswered, including a WhatsApp message allegedly sent to CARICOM foreign ministers on the morning of a February retreat, and says no official has come forward to confirm its contents, despite what she describes as evidence supporting Foreign Affairs Minister Sean Sobers. The Prime Minister further alleges dysfunction and dishonesty within the CARICOM Secretariat, accusing its leadership of favouring political allies over competent technocrats. Despite the criticism, she made it clear Trinidad and Tobago will remain part of CARICOM, noting the country's decades-long investment in the regional body. However, she warned that the matter will continue to be publicly pursued until accountability and reforms are achieved, insisting the future of Trinidad and Tobago's economy, security and development will not be compromised. The Prime Minister is also maintaining her call for documentation related to the reappointment process, including minutes and performance records. She ended by reiterating her position that CARICOM must address what she describes as internal feelings in the interest of the region's future.
As the controversy deepens, calls are now emerging for CARICOM Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett to consider stepping aside. A senior Antigua and Barbuda diplomat, Sir Ronald Saunders, is urging the Belizean economist to reflect on her position in the interest of regional unity. Saunders suggested that remaining in the role could further widen divisions within the regional body. He argued that if a Secretary General no longer enjoys the full confidence of member states, stepping aside may help preserve cohesion and forward movement within CARICOM. The comments add to the mounting pressures within the bloc as regional leaders continue to grapple with tensions over governance and leadership.
If I were the Secretary General of CARICOM, and I'm being quite serious here, and this had occurred, I would have resigned. And I would have resigned because I would have said I must not stand in the way of Caribbean integration and the movement forward. And it is clear to me that a senior government and Prime Minister is not in favor of my appointment. Why am I still there? Because it is clear that I will never enjoy her support. And why, therefore, would I put myself in a situation in which I am now the cause of the rift? If I were Carla Barnett, I would resign now, on principle, because she will never have, Kamla Persad-Bissessar will not attend the meeting if Carla Barnett is at that meeting. Neither will her foreign minister. And I suspect none of our ministers will attend either.
Meanwhile, Belize's Prime Minister John Bresciano is defending the leadership of CARICOM Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett. Bresciano described the Belizean national as highly qualified and deserving of continued confidence, reaffirming his government's full support for her reappointment. His position comes as concerns emerge from some quarters over how the decision was handled. The Trinidad and Tobago government has claimed it was excluded from discussions leading up to the reappointment. The development highlights differing views among member states as questions continue to surface over decision-making within the regional body. Regional leaders are expected to continue engagement on the issue as calls grow for clarity within CARICOM.
Well, it is unfortunate that, that Trinidad has taken such a public position on trying to remove Carla Barnett. I want to make it very clear that Carla Barnett is a Belizean, a highly qualified Belizean, and that she continues to have the support of Belize. And I know some people might say, oh, but she may be from the opposition, or was a member of the UDP at one time. we could have, like I tell everyone, we may have our differences here in Belize, but outside of Belize, we're one. We're Belizeans, and we stand by one another. And I do believe that she has done a good job. There's always scope for improvement, but that should come from us heads. The Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago chose not to attend the conference of the heads, where only heads meet. And when she did not go, we gave an opportunity. The chairman, Prime Minister Drew from Trinidad and St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis, I'm sorry, from St. Kitts and Nevis, made an attempt to invite the foreign minister to represent, but he said that he could not go because he gets seasick. It was like a 5-minute boat ride. They chose not to attend. And so today we're going to have a meeting to discuss that, and I'm hoping that we can find an amicable solution to this matter.
Authorities in Belize are moving to restore order after a mass sickle by immigration officers disrupted operations along the country's western border with Guatemala. The industrial action saw a significant number of officers absent from duty, forcing disruptions at key border points and prompting a response from government officials. In the aftermath, several officers have now been placed on administrative leave as tensions remain high within the Immigration Department. The Prime Minister has declared the action illegal, while the Public Service Union is pushing back, warning it may pursue legal action over how the situation is being handled. The union argues that the department may have crossed the line, raising concerns about due process. But Minister of Public Service Henry Charles Usher maintains that the government is acting within established rules, stressing that while workers have the right to raise concerns, proper procedures must be followed.
Well, I think that the investigation that is ongoing, there have no conclusions have been reached, so I think that's jumping the gun a little bit in terms of the conclusions that the president of the PSU reached. The fact of the matter is that you did have persons that were out sick, that they did provide their papers, etc., that they're supposed to provide in accordance with the regulations. Now the ministry at the local level, the Ministry of Immigration, is doing an internal investigation. If there is a grievance at any ministry level, there is a grievance procedure that should be followed. So if these persons had a grievance, whatever that grievance may be, the attempt is to resolve it at that ministry level first. If it can't be resolved at ministry level, it's then elevated to the Ministry of Public Service. If at that level that grievance is unable to be resolved, then of course you then go to the Public Service Commission. No administrative leave is part of the regulations. When an investigation is ongoing, that is a normal procedure, so that that investigation can be carried out in a free and open manner. So I don't see any laws being broken. Now, as the president of the PSU said, due process requires that if there is a grievance, if there is an issue that is found in an investigation, that those officers are given an opportunity to respond. And that is what we have to ensure, that you have to be given that opportunity to say your side. And then from there, if it can't be resolved, as I said, it then is elevated to the Ministry of Public Service.
We'll have more news right after this break.
Ever been told you can't use Stripe in your country? That was Marsha's reality until she found GloboVest. With GloboVest, she set up her U.S. business in just 3 days. No travel, no stress. She unlocked access to global payment systems, Stripe, Mercury, Wise, and started accepting payments from customers worldwide. Now she runs her online business like a pro professional and profitable, all without leaving home. Since 2022, GloboVest has helped entrepreneurs from non-supported countries get access to global financial systems with speed and support. And if we can't form your company, you get a full refund. No risk, no excuses. So what are you waiting for? Your global business starts now. Visit www.globovest.com.
Jamaica could see a return to hybrid work arrangements as the government looks at new ways to ease the impact of rising fuel prices. Energy Minister Darrell Vaz says authorities are exploring measures to reduce fuel consumption, including limited movement and possibly reintroducing work-from-home systems used during the COVID-19 pandemic. He made the comments during a post-cabinet briefing, pointing to increasing global oil prices linked to the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. Those rising costs are now placing pressure on the country's fuel bill, with the government already absorbing billions to help cushion price increases. Vaz says the current situation is not sustainable over the long term, as officials assess options to reduce the financial strain. No final decision have been taken, but the proposals are expected to be reviewed by Cabinet as part of broader efforts to manage the impact of higher energy costs. JIS News tells us more.
Energy and Transport Minister Darrell Vaz says the option is among several being examined as the country responds to increasing costs driven by international developments. The work-from-home arrangement was previously implemented during the COVID-19 pandemic to limit movement and reduce the spread of the virus.
Something has to happen because the level of traffic that I'm seeing on the road doesn't show me that anybody realizes that there's a war and the price of fuel and oil is just continuing to go up and up and up.
The minister says Cabinet will deliberate on conservation measures, even as he urges Jamaicans to take personal responsibility in reducing fuel usage. Despite rising prices, he is assuring the public that there is no threat to Jamaica's energy supply, pointing to existing fuel arrangements and local refining capacity at Petrojam.
It's not a matter of not being able to buy. It's the price. So there's no need to panic. Prices moved downwards this week, but the market conditions remain volatile given continued movement in the USGC benchmark. The government will continue to closely monitor international developments, maintain a balanced approach between affordability and sustainability, and take timely and measured decisions in the best interest of the Jamaican people.
Thousands of St. Lucians could soon get a second chance following the passage of new legislation allowing certain criminal records to be cleared. Parliament has approved the Criminal Records Rehabilitation of Offenders Amendment Bill, aimed at helping individuals whose past offenses have limited access to jobs, education, and travel. Officials say the measure supports rehabilitation and gives people a fair opportunity to reintegrate into society. The move is being described as a significant step towards justice and economic inclusion. With the bill now passed, attention is expected to turn to implementation and how eligible individuals will access the process. We get the details in this DBS News report.
The old law was harsh and rigid. Even a minor conviction from decades ago, possession of a small amount of marijuana, for example, would stay on a person's record for life. One member of parliament put it bluntly: a young boy who smoked weed once could find his future ended before it began. The new bill changes three major things. First, it allows expungement even for people with more than one conviction, as long as they have completed their sentences. Second, it introduces expedited review in as little as 7 days for urgent cases like job offers or visa applications. And thirdly, it allows fee waivers for those who cannot afford to pay.
We've done a comprehensive assessment of what happens at the Borderley Correctional Facility, and we're now focusing a little more on the rehabilitative component and a little less on the punitive component of the prison, so that individuals who go there can actually be rehabilitated. The prison can serve the purpose that it was intended to serve. And hopefully we can see more individuals coming from the prison rehabilitated and properly reintegrated into society. And the amendments that we are doing here today is one step in that way.
The minister also shared a striking success story: a former inmate from the Borderley Correctional Facility who, after completing a community integration program, now runs his own scrap metal export business and employs other former offenders. The government says such stories are proof that people can change if society lets them. The bill also renames the overseeing body from the Rehabilitation of Offenders Board to the Criminal Records Rehabilitation of Offenders Board, making its purpose clearer. and for the first time, applicants can reapply if initially rejected.
Too often, I meet young men who probably many years ago had a piece of marijuana smoking. I don't smoke and I don't consume alcohol, so I'm not going to make a case for anybody to smoke. But because of that, they have a record. But the environment that we're in, and in some cases that the parents overseas, and the parents file for them, and they have a record here. For what? As a very young man, a young boy in fact, who just smoked a little marijuana, and his life has suddenly ended. And where the mother is, they can smoke marijuana. But he has a record here for smoking marijuana at a very tender age. And even while he exists today, he does not smoke marijuana anymore. But he has that record.
Stay with us. Up next is sports. Time now for a roundup of some of the sporting developments in the region this past week. We begin with athletics. A major decision from World Athletics is keeping 4 Jamaican stars in black, green, and gold. The global governing body has rejected requests from a Jamaican quartet, including Olympic champions and medalists, to switch allegiance to Turkey. The ruling affects athletes like Roger Stoner, Regina Campbell, Wayne Pinnock, and Jadon Hibbert, who had reportedly accepted lucrative offers to compete for the European nation. World Athletics say the move was part of a coordinated recruitment effort that would violate eligible rules and compromise the integrity of the sport. Turkey has indicated it will appeal the decision. The ruling means the athletes remain eligible to represent Jamaica in international competition. To cricket now, St. Vincent and the Grenadines is set to host Caribbean Premier League matches for the very first time. The country has secured 3 fixtures for the 2026 season, with games scheduled for early August at the Arnoldsville Stadium. The tournament will bowl off on August 7th, marking a historic moment for Vincentian cricket fans as the CPL expands its footprint across the Caribbean. Officials say the matches are expected to boost tourism and bring a vibrant atmosphere to the island as the biggest party in sport continues to grow across the region. ABS Sports tells us more.
CPL fixtures will be played in a record equaling 8 nations this year, with fixtures in Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, Ghana, Jamaica, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Trinidad and Tobago. Arnoldsville has hosted 36 men's internationals, 5 matches at the 2024 T20 World Cup, which were dominated by spin. The CPL will run from August 7 until September 20 this year and will include a 7th franchise for the first time, with Jamaica Kingsmen joining the league. It will overlap with the men's 100 in England, a clash which will affect Nicholas Pooran and Shepin Rutherford's availability for the final stages of MI London's season. 5 teams will be involved in 3 confirmed fixtures at Arnoldsville. The CPL has not yet released a full fixture list, though the 4 playoff matches will be staged at Kensington Oval in Barbados from September 16 to 20.
And women's cricket is getting a major boost with record prize money announced for the 2026 Women's T20 World Cup. The International Cricket Council says the tournament will feature a prize pool of $8.8 million the largest ever for the competition. The winning team is set to take home more than $2 million, with all participating teams guaranteed a payout. Officials say the increase reflects the growing global impact of women's cricket as the sport continues to expand and attract greater investment. The tournament bowls off in England and Wales this June, with 12 teams set to compete for the historic prize. And that's sports. We'll be right back.
Ever been told you can't use Stripe in your country? That was Marsha's reality until she found GloboVest. With GloboVest, she set up her U.S. business in just 3 days. No travel, no stress. She unlocked access to global payment systems, Stripe, Mercury, Wise, and started accepting payments from customers worldwide. Now she runs her online business like a pro professional and profitable, all without leaving home. Since 2022, GloboVest has helped entrepreneurs from non-supported countries get access to global financial systems with speed and support. And if we can't form your company, you get a full refund. No risk, no excuses. So what are you waiting for? Your global business starts now. Visit www.globovest.com.
Let's take a quick look now at some of the other stories that made newspaper headlines. In the Bahamas, the Tribune newspaper printed the headline, "Gaming Boss, No Issue with Lottery." It says a Bahamian gaming executive is backing the idea of a national lottery despite opposition from the country's prime minister. Sebas Bastian says he supports the proposal put forward by the opposition, arguing that proceeds could benefit sectors like education and sports. His position puts him at odds with Prime Minister Philip Davis, who dismissed the lottery plan as a gimmick. News Source Guyana carried the headline, "DPP advises inquest be conducted into cause and circumstances surrounding death of Adriana Young." According to the report, Guyana's Director of Public Prosecutions has ordered an inquest into the death of 11-year-old Adriana Young nearly a year after the incident sparked national outrage. The child was found dead in a hotel pool in April 2025, with initial reports ruling the death as drowning and no evidence of foul play. The inquest will now seek to determine the full circumstances surrounding her death as authorities move to address ongoing public concerns about the case. Those were some of the stories that made newspaper headlines. And before we go, let's take a look on the lighter side. A strange new TikTok trend has people eating miniature clay pots. Yes, actual clay soaked in lime juice and seasoning. The trend is said to be linked to cravings for non-food items, something experts say could point to underlying nutritional deficiencies. The videos have been ranking up views, but health experts are warning this is one trend you definitely shouldn't try at home, unless your diet plan now includes pottery. Safe to say some recipes are better left off the menu. And that's where we end Caribbean Week in Review. Join us again next week when we recap the stories making headlines across the region. I'm Renee Sion.